Hi, my name is Dr. Ordoñez-Jasis, and I am the Department Chair for the Department of Literacy and Reading Education. I'd like to share with you a little bit about our program, our graduate program, or Master's in Education with a concentration in Literacy and Reading, our Credential program, and our added authorization. My hope is to answer some of the questions you may have about our graduate program. 1, why earn an advanced degree? 2, why earn that advanced degree in our department? What will our program be like once you enroll? And 3 and 4, how do I get started? Well, Cal State Fullerton's Department of Literacy and Reading, our graduate programs are very high quality. We are over 50 years old, and we have the oldest alumni group on campus called the Reading Educator Guild. This is an important networking association that is very involved with our department, and our graduates are in both community colleges as well as in districts K through 12, as well as working in private sectors and nonprofits. We are one of the largest programs in the state, and we're the only accredited MS program in literacy and reading education in Southern California. We have a very high track record of successful alumni, as I mentioned. Many of them go on to earn their PH and EDD degrees. They take on leadership in districts, community colleges, and universities. They take on leadership roles in the county, the state, nationally, even internationally, in various professional organizations. Many of them go on to earn Teacher of the Year. Some are published authors. And many go on in their districts to become teacher educators as the literacy specialist or literacy coach at their school sites. We also have quality faculty. Our faculty are constantly connected to local schools and communities. We are doing research, professional development. We have a lot of university district collaborations that we embark upon, both in our local area and as well as some of our districts in the northern and southern counties. We're nationally and internationally recognized. We have one faculty member who is originally from Argentina who does wonderful study abroad programs for mostly undergraduate students in both Puerto Rico as well as in Mexico and Guadalajara. And we have another faculty member who has international connections to Australia, Singapore, and England. Many of us are invited to do keynote addresses and to be asked to become featured speakers at various conferences and to train in local districts. We are published authors, both books and articles, and so we're constantly engaged in the most recent research. We're leaders in our field. Our faculty, I'm very proud to say, they're awesome, and they're always very highly evaluated by students in the program. So we have various degrees and certifications in our graduate program. The first is a Master of Science in Education with a concentration in literacy and reading. And there's no teaching credential required for this program to enter the program. All you really need is a bachelor's degree, a minimum 3.0 GPA, although we do admit some conditionally if it's between 2.5 and 2.9. Oftentimes these are educators who don't have a basic credential already, but maybe want to teach the community college or work in nonprofits or for-profits. Our second program is the California Reading and Literacy Added Authorization, and this is 15 units. And this qualifies candidates to be reading specialist coaches at the school level. What's required is a bachelor's degree, but in addition to that, you need a preliminary teaching credential, EL authorization, and 3 years of full-time teaching. And the 3 years of full-time teaching, you can obtain those 3 years up to while you're in the program and up to 5 years after you graduate. So those 3 years aren't a prerequisite to enter the program, but it is required to once you apply to the state for the added authorization. And then the third program that we have is a Reading and Literacy Specialist Leadership Specialist Credential. And this qualifies our candidates to be reading and literacy experts at the district level and beyond. This is what's required is the same thing, the bachelor's degree, as well as a preliminary teaching credential, your EL authorization, and 3 years of full-time teaching. Again, the 3 years of full-time teaching isn't required to enter the program, but it is required that you have those 3 years of teaching by the time you apply to the state. I like to call our programs a 3-in-1. The master's in education with a concentration in literacy and reading is 30 units, and embedded into that are the authorization and the credential. So the credential is 29 units, and the authorization is 15 units. But most students enter our program, those who have a credential already, and for 30 units, you get all of these, you get all three. So what are some things that you can do with those certifications and degrees? Classroom teacher, K-12, so many are students, they come back for their master's or their credential and add authorization, so they can become even better teachers in the classroom. K-12 and also post-secondary. Some want to go on to become reading coaches or resource specialists. District coordinators, district trainers and consultants. Researchers, authors, entrepreneurs. Some of our students have gone on to open their own small reading clinics or tutoring centers. Getting involved in business, industry, government, community college instructors, reading courses. There are reading courses that are offered at the community college. And so some of our graduates go on to teach at the community college. Learning assistance program administrators, and again, teacher educators go on to influence the next generation of our future teachers. So there are various themes throughout our program. The first one is that we are constantly making sure that we bring into our assignments and our lectures and our discussions cutting edge research. And so we are constantly students ourselves and learning and attending conferences and workshops and reading so that we know the latest in literacy research. Our focus is on pre-K through adult. So you would be qualified to work with all those populations from early childhood all the way through community college. We have field work embedded throughout all of our programs. We have a strong theory to practice component. So we have in various classes, you would tutor students. Some of them are supervised fieldwork experiences where you are actually, if you are close to campus, you can come to our reading center and actually do field work, do diagnostic work and assessments and interventions with kiddos while being supervised by faculty. Other courses are not supervised, but you will be required to work and report back with a student. So one of the courses later in the program, you will work with an English learner, for example, and you will then conduct a case study, and much of that coursework would be around the tutoring and assessment that you do with that emergent bilingual student. We focus on leadership, and so we're going to give you a lot of great ideas to use in the classroom, but our focus is really develop your understanding of how you can impact change at your school site, in your district and beyond. So we're going to constantly be thinking about your role as a classroom teacher, if that's what you're currently doing, but also thinking about at a more macro level, what are the implications for all students, pre-K through adult. We have a high emphasis on diverse learners and trying to close that opportunity gap through strong, balanced, and explicit literacy instruction. Community engagement. Many of our courses are focusing on how we can bring in community members, families, into our discussions about what is literacy and how can we enhance literacy at the school, at the community, within homes. We focus a lot on something our college calls JEIE, which stands for Just, Equitable, and Inclusive Education. very similar to the focus on diverse learners, but we also look at literacy through a lens of equity. What is fair? How are we making sure that all voices are heard, so that some students who tend to always be on the margins, how can we center them in a very inclusive way? So that's a theme that you're going to find throughout our program. We focus on 21st century literacy skills, including technology, and also looking at the change in nature of reading and literacy, and the various and how that's changed throughout the years. So there are 5 semesters. We're a 5-semester program. Most students take their courses, take 2 courses a semester, and graduate in 5 semesters. So the first course is 508, which focuses on elementary education and emergent literacy, and that's paired with 514, which is a linguistics course. Your second semester, you take 507, which is a disciplinary literacy course, and that's paired with 536, which focuses on literacy curriculum. The third semester is 516, which focuses on assessment, and that's paired with 511, which looks at research in the field of literacy. Then we take 560, which focuses on emergent bilingual learners, and that's paired with 585, which really looks at the role of the literacy specialist and prepares you to start thinking about your courses and everything that you've learned, and then applying it to a professional development setting. You take your capstone course, 581, clinical practicum, where you apply everything that you've learned in the previous semesters to one student that you work with over the course of the semester. And that's paired with your culminating experience. Either you have a choice of doing the comprehensive exam or doing a project. So it is possible to get done sooner than 5 semesters or 2.5 years. Depending, and it's a case by case, but you would talk to me and we can figure out how we can accelerate your time in the program by maybe taking 3 classes instead of the 2. I also like to mention that we are both a hybrid and an online program, so it's possible to do these 5 semesters fully online. What's unique about our program is that we have a reading center. Many students who are even fully online opt to do that capstone course, 581, in our center with kiddos from the community. And so we, in that space on campus, you'll provide diagnosis and intervention for usually struggling readers. You'll do literacy intervention training for teachers in high need school, and so that would be part of the conversation, is how do you apply your learning to other teachers in the local area. The Reading Center also offers in-depth assessment packages K through 12 for kids in the community. That's not necessarily part of the 581, but it's another service that we offer. And we also provide list of recommended private tutors, and again, our capstone course is held in the center. So a proposed timeline for completion would be you would have a new student orientation before you start, the semester before you start. We have both a fall start and a spring start. If you start in the fall, you'll have a live full day orientation. If you start in the spring, we do an abbreviated online orientation and then ask you to come in the summer for the full day orientation. After 15 units, you complete the courses that allow you to apply to the state for the added authorization. Then we bring you back online for a midpoint orientation. And then after the 30 units, you get both the online, both the credential as well as the master's degree. We have commencement once a year, and that is in May. And that's where we ask our students to come back and we have a reception, and it's a really nice occasion. And this picture down here is our class of 2018. It was a really wonderful experience for them to actually walk and get hooded by faculty that they've had throughout the program. We also have, separate from our graduate programs through UEE, our extended education, we run a post-secondary reading and learning certificate. This is 12 units and it's year-round. And there are 4 courses: foundations in post-secondary reading, literacy in the academic disciplines, assessment, and program management and post-secondary learning. And this is really focused for those who definitely know they have a master's in English, for example, and you need extra courses to teach, to be qualified to teach reading. And so this program is highly recommended for those groups of students. Here are some pictures from our reading center. Some kiddos having fun in the center. Here we have, we partner with the Ollie Center on campus, which are for retired professionals, and they come into our center and they tutor kids. We celebrate Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, we did various holidays, and here are some of our students working with some kiddos from our local community. Other activities and events we have going on. We have authors, children's authors come to the Reading Center, and our graduate students attend this and ask questions. We have families come in. It's a lot of fun. We encourage our students to present their research on campus through these poster sessions that we have once a year through Education Week. We partner with OCRA, which is the Orange County Reading Association, and we hold a yearly conference in the fall. And here's a picture from last year. We partner with our local high school from Buena Park, and they do concurrent enrollment, and we bring them twice a year for field trips. And so these are some high school students who are taking one of our undergraduate courses at their high school. We are constantly involved on campus and doing recruitment, and this is again during Ed Week, and we're with Tuffy Titan, and we're talking about our master's programs with our undergrads on campus. Some of our faculty run summer camps, and so this is from last summer, some kiddos doing some literacy work and literacy enrichment at the summer camp. We also have an after-school program that one of our faculty members runs. And we are really happy that we're also partner not just with people off campus, but we also have many partnerships with various divisions on campus, including the Office of Graduate Studies and the Career Center. And so what we try to do is to try to really create strong collaborations with other people on campus to offer support for our graduate students. We have a student support specialist. Her name is Patty Park, and she is there to answer many of your questions, advising questions. We also have a graduate coordinator who is also there for advisement and assistance for our graduate students. We offer new student orientations, and there we partner with the Career Center and the Office of Graduate Studies. Financial aid comes in, and so during that orientation, we try to bring in as many resources as possible to get you off to a strong start. I mentioned the midpoint advising sessions that we have halfway through the program. In addition to that, we have accessible faculty. So if you are online, we make ourselves as available as possible to answer your questions so you don't feel you're out there trying to get through these courses alone. We have a writing specialist that's within our departments that it's solely for graduate students in the reading program. And she is there to assist you as you are getting back into how to write academically and how to write academically in a graduate program. We have a technology support specialist. So there's a person who can help you with PowerPoints and how to narrate PowerPoints and how to access the many technological tools that you'll be engaging in as you go through the program. And we also have a Graduate Student Success Center on campus. And I mentioned the Career Center that can help you with resumes and interviewing, locating job opportunities. And so we have a great partnership with them. So all of these together, we really want you to be successful. And so we've done as much as we could to make sure that you have, will have support once you enter our program. There's financial assistance, and there's some information there. once you get into the program, there is free software that you're able to download onto your laptops, including Office 365 and Adobe. We are on Facebook. And so how to apply? I mentioned the 3.0 GPA, but you can be conditionally admitted with a 2.5 to 2.9 GPA. You must have a BA or BS from an accredited institution. You will be required to submit transcripts from every university or college attended, including community college, and you'll be asked to write a personal statement about the importance of literacy in your life and what you want to do with your degree. So to start your admission process, you'll need to apply through Cal State Apply, and you can upload this information, and we will, once your application is complete, it's sent to our department, and we review it at that point. So if you have any questions, I hope you decide to apply to our program. If you have any questions, you can contact Patty Park. She's at pattypark@fullerton.edu. Or you can contact me. I'm at RORDONEZ@fullerton.edu. Again, that's RORDONEZ@fullerton.edu. Thank you.